Have you ever felt a connection so deep, so otherworldly, that it felt like magic? Today, we are diving into a story that blurs the lines between our world and the realm of spirits. This is the mysterious tale of Alara, a woman whose heart found a love that no one else could see. Our story begins in a quiet village nestled at the edge of a vast, ancient forest. The kind of forest that whispers secrets on the wind and holds shadows older than memory. In this village lived a woman named Alara. She wasn't unhappy, but a quiet loneliness clung to her like the morning mist. While others found joy in the hustle and bustle of village life, Alara found her solace in the woods. She knew every winding path, every moss-covered stone, and the names of all the wildflowers that bloomed in hidden clearings. The forest was her friend, her confidant. One afternoon, as golden light filtered through the canopy, Alara wandered deeper than ever before. She was drawn by a melody she'd never heard, a tune that seemed to weave itself from the rustling leaves and the babbling of a hidden brook. Following the sound, she arrived at a secluded grove she had never discovered. At its center stood a colossal, ancient oak, its branches reaching for the sky like gnarled arms. And there, leaning against its trunk, was him. He wasn't made of flesh and bone like the village men. His form seemed to shimmer, woven from dappled sunlight and moving shadows. His eyes held the deep green of moss, and his hair was like the silver bark of a birch tree. He didn't speak with a voice, but his thoughts flowed into her mind like a gentle stream, a feeling of welcome, of curiosity, of a loneliness that mirrored her own. Alara wasn't afraid. She felt a sense of peace, a sense of coming home she had never known. She returned to that grove every single day. They didn't need words. He would show her the secret lives of the forest, where the shy deer slept, how the fireflies danced at dusk, and the way the moonlight painted the fern silver. She would tell him about her world, about the warmth of bread fresh from the oven, the sound of children's laughter, and her secret dreams. Slowly, tenderly, a love unlike any other blossomed between them. A love between a mortal woman and a spirit of the woods. The villagers started to notice a change in Alara. The loneliness had lifted from her shoulders, replaced by a radiant glow. She smiled more, a secret, knowing smile. They whispered amongst themselves, wondering about the source of her newfound joy. Some said she was enchanted. Others thought she had simply lost her mind to the solitude of the woods. One evening, as the sun bled into hues of orange and purple, the spirit proposed. Not with a ring of gold, but with a crown woven from glowing moonflowers that only bloomed in his grove. He asked her to join him, to leave the mortal world behind and become a part of the forest's eternal life. He explained that their union could only be sealed under a specific celestial event, a blood-red moon, a rare lunar eclipse that would bridge their two worlds for a single, fleeting night. Alara didn't hesitate. Her heart already belonged to the forest, to him. She accepted, knowing she would be leaving everything she knew behind. For the next few weeks, she quietly prepared. She gave away her few belongings, spent a little extra time watching the village life from a distance, and said her silent goodbyes. The villagers just saw her as being more distant than ever, never suspecting the monumental choice she was about to make. Then, the night arrived. The sky was clear, and a full moon began its slow ascent. As the earth's shadow started to creep across its luminous face, the moon began to glow with a haunting, coppery red light. The blood moon. Alara walked into the forest for the last time as a mortal. The woods were different that night, alive with an energy that hummed in the air. Animals usually hidden were out, their eyes watching her procession with a strange reverence. The path to the sacred grove seemed to glow, guiding her forward. She arrived to find the grove transformed. Bioluminescent fungi cast an ethereal blue and green light on the ancient oak. The spirit was waiting, his form more solid and defined than she had ever seen it under the crimson moonlight. The air was thick with the scent of damp earth and night-blooming jasmine. There was no priest, no witnesses from her world. Their ceremony was officiated by the ancient forest itself. The wind whispered vows through the leaves, the stars bore witness from above, and the blood-red moon cast its blessing upon them. He placed the crown of moonflowers on her head, and as he did, a soft, warm light enveloped her. The villagers who were awake that night saw a strange pulse of light emanate from the heart of the forest, so bright it momentarily outshone the red moon. And then, it was gone. The next morning, Alara was gone. Her small cottage was empty, the door left unlocked. A search party was organized. They combed the woods for days, calling her name until their voices were hoarse. They found her shawl neatly folded on a stone at the edge of the forest, as if left as a final farewell. But of Alara, there was no trace. She had vanished completely. Years turned into decades. The story of Alara, the woman who disappeared into the woods, became a local legend, a cautionary tale told to children to keep them from wandering too far. Most believed she had met a tragic end, a victim of wild animals or the treacherous terrain. But the old-timers, those who listened closely to the whispers of the wind, told a different story. They said that on nights when the moon is full and bright, if you walk near the edge of the forest, you can sometimes hear a faint, happy laugh carried on the breeze. Some claim to have seen a pair of shimmering figures dancing in a secluded moonlit glade, one a woman with a radiant smile, the other a tall, graceful form made of shadow and light. They say Alara never really left. She just went home. She didn't die. She became part of the forest's eternal soul, forever bound to the spirit she loved. Her story reminds us that love can be found in the most unexpected of places, and that some mysteries are not meant to be solved, but simply to be wondered at. What do you think happened to Alara? Was it a beautiful love story or a lonely woman's final escape? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the mysterious woods. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button and subscribe for more tales from the edge of the unknown. Until next time, stay curious.